So I'm gonna start this video off by saying I never do story times, like ever. But this story in particular that happened to me caught me so off guard that I just had to share this story. Basically, this is a story about how I lost $30,000 in only 4 hours. It was just one morning, right? I was just waking up from a whole day of working as usual, and I just got a new client on that particular day. And getting a new client, I got excited. I got quite hyped up about my newfound financial success, right? And when you start getting money for the first time, then you really understand what I'm talking about. Basically, I signed a $5,000 client, which made me at $40,000 a month, and I was so hyped up about that. But the thing is, being overexcited about this new client made me a little bit over ambitious, and I did something really stupid. The chicken is running mad here. Took its chicks. Listen what happened. I took this chicken's chicks because over the past 3 years, right, we've been trying to keep chickens. And the thing is, they keep having chicks, and these chicks just keep on dying one by one. So a chicken might have 12 chicks, and all of a sudden, by the time they're reaching to adulthood, only 2 would survive. So today I decided to do something very cruel. I took the chicks away from this chicken, so right now it's going insane. It's going crazy. It doesn't know where its chicks are. I'll take care of them myself. I'm the new daddy. So let me not let that take us away from the story, right? I got overly ambitious. I woke up one morning and I called a borehole drilling company. If you don't know what a borehole drilling company is, it's basically a company that makes a long ass hole in the ground where you can start fetching water up, right? Like a pump, more like a well, but not, more like an automatic well. That's the best way I can describe what a borehole is. So basically, I wanted a borehole in my yard. I wanted something that would generate water more efficiently instead of connecting to the water and sewerage companies, because I hear the water underground is so healthy and doesn't contain chlorine and all of these microplastics. So that's basically what I set out to do. So I sacrificed, right? Literally before this, I was only making $35,000 a month. So I sacrificed $30,000. I only had about $50,000 in the account, so I sacrificed $30,000 just to get this pump built. So I find this borehole drilling company on Facebook, and I text the guys and I'm like, I want a borehole in my yard. They text me to say, where do you want me to drill? At this point, I really wish I texted them that I wanted to drill on their daughter. But I didn't do that. I told them the specific location where I wanted to get it done. After I reached out to them, talked to them, and basically gave them the entire location of where they should come and drill, I just went back to work, continued running my services for my clients and doing all of this, working basically. And about 4 hours later, they show up with a big ass truck. And who do I see coming out of the truck? 5 black dudes like me and 2 Indian guys who I think were the owners of the company. So the first red flag that I wish I read was for the fact that they pulled up into the yard, surveyed the place, and they told me that they should cut down this lemon tree, which is apparently near the place that they told me they are going to find water. But I refuse, because this lemon tree has been in my yard for so long, I'm not going to remove it, right? I've been taking lemons from this tree. I don't buy lemons, right? I'm doing well financially, but I do not buy lemons. Get out of here. I'm not cutting down this tree. The reason he said he wants to cut down the tree was for the fact that the truck won't be able to dig the hole properly. But I told them to do it anyways. So they reversed their truck, right? And they brought it to the precise location where they said that they're going to find water. And now they start drilling. They start drilling into the ground. So for me, I'm just like, all right, cool. I've spent basically more than half of all the money that I have to have this freaking borehole done. But an advantage is I'm going to have water in my yard, right? I'm inside trying to get some work done, but of course I can't do any meetings, I can't do any cold calls because of the type of noise which has been made. So basically what I was doing was trying to work on my sales funnel. As I'm working on my sales funnel, I couldn't help but think to say, what if I just wasted a whole lot of my money? Because as much as I'm making 30K a month, it's not healthy to throw 30K into one thing. That's a big sacrifice, and I don't even own a car yet. So you know what I'm talking about. It's quite painful. But anyways, I brushed that thought off and I just thought to say it's worth having a reliable source of water in the yard than nothing at all. So I just continue working. About 7 hours of drilling after making all that noise, I just hear a knock at the door. Now, one of the borehole drillers came in and he was like,
we're done drilling the borehole, and apparently we found that it's a dry borehole. There is no water under the ground in this particular area, so it seems we'll have to dig another place.
So in my head, as he's telling me all of this, I'm still trying to process the fact that I had just spent 30,000 in trying to drill a freaking borehole that costed 30,000 that had no water. Fuck. So basically, this man came all the way from his country, India, to my country, Zambia, and then he tells me to say, hello sir, I came to dig a deep ass hole in your yard, mess up all your plants, almost cut down your lemon tree, and I found no water, by the way, but I'm going to need you to pay me $30,000. Is that cool? That's cool. How would you react to that? Basically, I feel like just, you know what I mean? Just sure, back to his country, right? Like, but anyway, I keep it cool. I keep my composure. I try and ask a few questions to say, oh, okay, so you say this borehole that you've been digging for the past 7 hours is dry, and you might want to resurvey the place so you can dig another borehole. Cool. So you can start. And then it goes on to tell me to say,
So then that would make the charge about $60,000.
and then I processed it a little bit, and I'm like, holy crap! The first borehole, which they found no water, cost 30,000, and now the second one that they're about to build will cost another 30,000, which will attract 60,000. And the worst part is I won't even be able to afford that freaking $60,000 borehole. So do you know what that means? I was duped. I basically spent all of my money, almost all of my money, to get a dry borehole done, to get the freaking yard dirty, and on top of that, to almost have my lemon tree cut down. Wow. Woo! I tell them to not go ahead with the second borehole. I go to the first borehole that they have created at the moment to try and see if it's productive in any way. I throw a stone in there and I listen closely to see if any noise can be heard. But the thing is, it was just a dry borehole. It was just simply dry like they put it. But the thing is, the surveyor actually came into the yard, surveyed the entire place, and told me that this was the best precise location to have your borehole drill. So where did everything go wrong? One thing that you need to put in context is people who are doing drilling have a surveyor. A surveyor is basically somebody to walk around with a spinning machine that locates where water is. It basically uses these sciencey waves to locate where the water is underground and how many feet you should dig in order to find the water. That's basically their job. He walks all around the yard, and then reaches at a precise location and says to say, okay, this is where the water is, right? He's so confident that this is exactly where the water is going to be found. I don't know if they played me because I was maybe one of their youngest clients ever, or maybe they just thought they were super smart. I think these people thought they were super smart for coming into my yard, destroying everything, making it freaking dirty. I mean, I have never seen such kind of malice ever in my life. So basically, they loaded up their things and they went, leaving me with a dry borehole, a $30,000 dent in my bank account, and a broken heart. Moral of the story, please think twice before you start investing your money into things, because in the end, investments hurt. Sometimes you would want to invest your money into something that you know is going to profit you in the long run. But again, when you invest so much of your money into that thing that is going to give you that kind of fulfillment, you invest the majority of your money into something that you're not sure is going to yield something in return for you, then I would suggest you invest in something smaller until you're able to afford losing that investment. So here I am right now on a I just thank God I signed that other client for $5,000. Otherwise, I think I would have gone to their company, grabbed their manager by the neck, and forced him to clean up this yard and fix my broken heart.